I would like to post a video response to your video. I'm going to condense your entire video into a single question, which is the Baha'i faith intolerant of homosexuals? And before I answer the question, I'd just like to clarify that by the Baha'i faith, what we mean is not what do individual Baha'is do, because a lot of times what individual Baha'is do is not motivated by their scripture. And that's what's important, is what does the Baha'i faith as a religion actually tell us. And also I'd like to clarify that by intolerant, I mean unfair and disproportionate. An unfair attitude, I guess. So to say that the Baha'i faith is intolerant of homosexuals is to say that their attitude, it doesn't meet what we know about homosexuality. So, given this interpretation of the question, I think that it's undoubtedly true that the Baha'i faith is intolerant of homosexuals, and I find it very implausible when Baha'is try to say that the religion is not intolerant of homosexuality. I'll explain why I find that implausible, but first let's take a look at why it really is intolerant. Let's take a look at some evidence, if we can. These are some quotations taken from authoritative Baha'i scripture. I'm not going to go through and tell you exactly what the source of all of them is, because that would take up too much time. If anyone is interested, I can provide that. But here are some quotations about homosexuality, or used in the context of the discussion about homosexuality. Homosexuality, according to the writings of Baha'u'llah, is spiritually condemned. Spiritually condemned. Homosexuality is spiritually condemned. We do not believe that it is a permissible way of life. A way of life. Another quotation is that no matter how devoted and fine the love may be between people of the same sex, to let it find expression in sexual acts is wrong, morally wrong. And there's lots of more quotations about how homosexuality as a tendency and a act is not considered natural, and the sense in which it's not natural is not clear, but somehow homosexuality is opposed to the true nature of humans, which it's not clear if that's the biological nature or some kind of metaphysical nature. So, in essence, the Baha'i attitude towards homosexuality is that homosexual feelings and behavior are improper and in opposition to God's plan for humanity. That homosexuality is a disability, which is the individual's responsibility to overcome, the homosexual individual's responsibility to overcome, and that's God's will for humanity today. And it's not just something that's imperative for Baha'is, it's imperative for everyone. But if you become a Baha'i and you practice your homosexual tendencies, or you act on them, then you will be sanctioned. Now, some Baha'is will try to say that, oh, it's not homosexuality as such that we see as immoral or unnatural. It's the homosexual act. Okay. But there isn't any more reason to think that the homosexual act is immoral than there is to think that the homosexual tendency is immoral. So that counter-argument doesn't really work. There's nothing immoral about the homosexual act. There's nothing about that act that's any more immoral than the heterosexual act. Some Baha'is want to say that the homosexual act is not natural, but they don't ever clarify what they mean by natural. If they did, then we could have a productive discussion about whether it's natural or not, but as it stands, we don't really know what that means. It's some kind of spiritual nature that they're talking about. But in every other sense of the word natural, homosexuality is natural. We find it in the animal kingdom. It's been practiced amongst humans in every culture throughout time with a fixed tendency, and so in every sense it's natural. Some Baha'is will say that it's immoral because it doesn't bring another life in this world. Doesn't have the potential to bring another life in this world, and that argument also doesn't work because Baha'is who aren't able to have children are allowed to get married, as long as it's a man and a woman. And they're allowed to have sex. So that argument doesn't work. That it's immoral because it can't bring another life in this world. And I think that the reason why this condemnation of homosexuality occurs in the Baha'i faith is because the Baha'i faith is a Middle Eastern religion that arose in a time in which pretty much everyone thought that homosexuality was an aberration. We were very ignorant with respect to human evolution, and we thought it was somehow against evolution to be a homosexual. We now know better. So all these reasons added up to a very strong zeitgeist against homosexuality in the age that the Baha'i faith arose, and the religion is a product of that zeitgeist. It reflects the moral sentiment of its age and its man-made nature. The fingerprints of its man-made nature is found in that reflection.